Say, right, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakadash. We say that when Apostle and elders agree that rule over teachers or apostles in truth, and we say salutations so the I can push you with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or the season, we say Shalom. Once again, going entire video here, and it's basically touching upon the self-proclaimed, prophet that goes by the name Ibo Noah. So let's read some information on him here. Say Ghanaian style Ghanaian self-styled prophet Ibn Noah claims God will end the world in a new flood. On December the 25th, 2025, he says he was told to build 8 arks to save select families. His followers have sold their belongings and hand over the money ahead of what he calls an imminent apocalypse, right? Now, as you can see, today is December, today is the 30th, right? Today is the 30th. And there's no flood yet, right? So let's go. So this is summer. It say these people are coming all the way from Benin to Ghana tonight just to secure a spot in Ibu Noah's Ark, right? So I'm gonna split this video. See, let's play so before I go to that one, let's read. It say Doomsday Panic. 380,000 followers wait to board arks as Prophet Noah claims world ends tomorrow. A self-proclaimed doomsday prophet named Ibu Noah says God warned him in a dream that a global flood will begin tomorrow, Christmas Day. He claims multiple massive wooden arks are already built, with 380,000 believers praying and gathering and traveling, waiting to board in what they believe are the final hours before before the world resets. Viral videos show crowds on site sharing emotional testimonies and urging strangers to join before it's too late. Despite the panic, there are still no warnings from governments, meteorologists, or scientific institutions. And critics say this mirrors countless doomsday movements that collapse once the data arrive. Believers insist that this isn't about evidence, it's about faith. When tomorrow comes, will it be doomsday? No, one of the biggest failed prophecies ever watched in real time, and that's what happened. It ended up failing, right? No, he said that this guy in this when he posts up this information here, he said despite the panic, there are still no warnings from governments, meteorologists, or scientific institutions. No, he's calling himself a prophet, and said the world is going to be flood, and the Lord already gave us an answer when it comes to that. Now, Yahweh says touching upon false prophets, because just like him, even though this is happening, in Ham, right? We know hey, there's a lot of Jakes outside here as well. But with him doing this there, it also shows the amount of false prophets we have around the world right now. You've seen a lot of them coming out. Even in the midst, it are guys, calling themselves Hebrew Israelites and teaching that the heathen nations could get saved. They're teaching that the heathens will be caught up in the chariots and so forth. So there's abundance of false teachers and false prophets, and these things were written. It goes to show that one of the signs that we are at the end is so much of false prophets coming out to deceive, a lot of seducing spirits coming out, right? So let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 9, right? Um, Genesis chapter 9, and I'll read from verse 11. It says, and I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. Right? So there wouldn't be no more floods to destroy the earth. And that's written. But it goes to show it's just like these people who sold the stuff all over to be caught in those acts. It goes, they are a representation of a lot of people outside there that don't know the Bible, right? Because when you read the scriptures, it's telling us that there would be no more floods, right? And it literally stated here. And I said, and just like Jakes on this side of the world, They themselves, they don't know what it is written, and they follow teachers, prophets that deceive them in order to lead them down astray. Say the blind shall lead the blind, and both shall what fall into a ditch. And these is examples all of that, right? There were a lot of it remind me also it remind me of the situation that happened with Genesis, right? When they started to change up the doctrine, someone came on their live stream and asked what it is to do now, because I do believe in what it is or the teaching, right? I do believe in what they're teaching, and I need an answer for what it is to do now, and he never got the answer, right? And there's going to be a example for a lot of these people outside here. They're going to follow teachers, leaders, prophets that will lead them down astray, right? And that is written. That is written to happen, right? Right. So it's a it's a um, going back to Genesis chapter 9, it says, and I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore by the waters of the flood, neither shall there anymore be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations, right? So there wouldn't be no flood no more. The scriptures already mentioned this place is reserved unto war, unto fire, right? But example of these people not knowing the scriptures, but it also shows that how much people will be following false prophets, false teachers, right? Now let's go to the book of John, First John, right, chapter 4, and I read from verse 1. It says, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Many false prophets have gone out into the world. The scripture said what, to try the spirit whether they are of God. A lot of people don't. They just hear these things, right? And just blindly follow. And again, it go back to the scripture that I quoted: the blind shall lead the blind, and both shall fall into a ditch. It must have those that would do these things. Because a lot of people would, I know a lot of jakes, right, will watch this and laugh and say, hey, that them Africans thing. No, but they themselves doing the same thing. They follow in Christianity. They would follow Catholicism, right? And believe that that is the truth. And it's the same way these people don't go into the scriptures, the same way you all don't. Because there's a lot of things that is outright being spoken in these churches that it goes against the word of God, right? But you're still blindly follow it because you all believe in your pastor. There were statements made, like if you ask, people in Christianity, they will tell you that the pastor is the truth. Sometimes the words of the pastor or the bishop above the words of the Lord, right? Matter of fact, that is what they do, right? But the scripture said here, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God. Because many, it didn't say a little, it didn't say a remnant, it didn't say few, it said but many, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And just to look up, when you look up it say many, a large number of, a large number of. Now when you look at the word many, that is what it means, a large number of. It say a large number of people or things, the majority of people, right? So many false prophets are gone out into the world, a large number, right? A lot of them, not a few. There's a lot of them. You all follow the Benny Hinns, the Creflo Dollars, the TD Jakes, all these just are guys that are outside there, even in the midst, even in who call themselves Hebrew Israelites, they follow Genesis and all these other camps that leading them more down on the wrong path, right? So it's it say hereby know ye the spirit of God. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is of God, right? And every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the anti Mashiach, of whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is it in the world, right? But as verse 1 says, many false prophets are going out into the world, right? Many. right? And you see, they say these people, they sold the goods, they sold this, um, they sold the goods, houses, thing. They might sell a car, and a lot of other stuff, right? And the Lord already told us that it would not have no flood. It would not have no flood. And he said that the flood will come the 25th. Today is the 30th, right? I actually waited to do these videos because it says to show. The scriptures already mentioned no man know the day or hour. Matter of fact, let me get that, right? Let me get that. Okay. Let me go to it. Let me go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. Right there, verse 36. It say I'm gonna read from verse 35. It say, read from verse 34. It say, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So only Father knows that day, right? But it was given on signs was given unto us, things that would happen before that dreadful day, right? And there are still prophecies that have to take place. The one being what the MOTB, right? So, but as the scripture said, but of that day and hour know it no man. So this man put a distinctive day, right? Which is what, December the 25th. Today is the 30th, which is what, 5 days after, right? 5 days after. Nothing has happened yet. But let me show you what this guy did, right? Watch what he did. So let's go here first, right? Let's go here first. So let's play this. Let's read it, the title first. Just in, Evil Noah acquires brand new Mercedes-Benz 2025 worth 89,000. But won't the flood come again, or he will be parked in the Benz in the ark? And that's right, because he's talking about the earth going and be destroyed, but he buy a new Benz, or he get a new Benz. You take that money, and there's what all these scriptures mentioned, dumb dogs. Everyone for the gain, right? That is his ark. That is his ark. Right? He pulling up in the ark right now. Right? Now let's play. So that is one of the things he did, right? Buy a new car. Why he telling them a flood? Took the money and so forth and so on, and and buy a Benz. Right? Now let's play this video here. It say, if nothing happens on the 25th, it will be I'll be here to chill with you. So let's imagine he's telling people to prepare for a flood, but then he comes and say, if nothing happens on the 25th, I'll be here to chill with you. So let's play it.
Yeah, to have fun is coming on from the 24th to ending. Yeah, and still I'm reminding you of the ark 25th. If nothing happens, I'll be here to have fun with SK Tower. It's coming on from the 24th to ending. Yeah, and still I'm reminding you of the ark 25th. If nothing happens, I'll be here to have fun with SK Tower. It's coming on
Right, so you telling them
from the 24th.
So you say 24th. So let's just read this here quick. 24th, games and chill. It say vibes above the city. Games and chill, relax vibes, fun games, cool crowd, glow fits, lights, music, festive energy, high energy, party mood. Dirty December vibes. It says sip and paint. So he have a whole plan until the 1st, right? But I thought the 25th is where the flood coming. Now let's go to our scripture here. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 18, right? Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. It say, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, everything follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord had not spoken. But the prophet had spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Right? Thou shalt not be afraid of him. So, and he speaks something that didn't come to pass. Right? Right? And again, this is an example of Christianity, Catholics, and all these other denominations outside there. They do the same thing. He telling people to prepare for the 25th, but on the 25th, they having what? A Christmas glue party. Right? And today's the 30th. So tomorrow, he's having our skyline brunch. Good food, fresh air, breaking vibes. Not tomorrow, but I believe the 1st, right? So good food, fresh air, breaking views, right? Hey, man. Wow. Right? Where's the other one? Oh, right. So this is it here. It says self-proclaimed prophet Ibn Noah claims his prayers were answered. Tomorrow's rapture is delayed. So he came and said, I don't think I have that video there, but I remember seeing the video where he was on a rock talking about his prayers was answered and the flood not coming no more. Right? So all these people they sell this stuff, they do this, they do that. I know they had nothing to turn back to. And I believe some people out of vexation, they went and actually burned down some of his the boats he built, right? And he was actually seen in concerts, right? I want to click some of these pages, but I wonder if it will be nah, you know what, I ain't go bother to think, but there was some of it was showing him in concerts, right? He was in concerts, living it up, partying, right? Let's go to another scripture here, right? This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. And the scriptures continually tell us to beware of false prophets. So yeah, they continually be watch. The scriptures mention it, test the spirit, because there's a lot of false prophets outside there. But this is something that they don't do, especially, you see, Jakes, they don't. Because on this side here, once they love that lying spirit, speak unto us smooth things, speak unto this Rafi paraphrasing, lies, teach us lies. That is what they want to hear. The Jakes on this side, that is what they want, that is what they love to hear, lies. You know, they love a teacher who will continue to tell them to sin, to break the law, to go against God, right? But the scriptures continually tell us to beware of false prophets. Continually watch, right? I'm gonna play this video.
Similar doomsday prophecy. With 2 days to go until Ebo Noah's predicted end of the world, 380,000 followers have already joined him in waiting to board the ship. Ebo Noah claims that God warned him in a dream that a global flood will begin on the 25th of December 2025, and says he has built several large wooden arks in preparation. As of now, around 380,000 followers reportedly believe in his prophecy. Many supporters say they are waiting to board the arks, praying and preparing for what they believe will be the end of the current world. Videos circulating online show large crowds gathered near the reported site, with followers sharing testimonies and encouraging others to join before it is too late. Despite rising attention, no government agency, research institution, or meteorological department has issued any warnings to support the global flood claim. Climate experts say there is no evidence that an event capable of causing global flooding will occur.
Some critics have also questioned the ark's authenticity, pointing to similar doomsday prophecies that have repeatedly failed in the past.
Yeah, because again, when you go to the scriptures, it tell us about signs at the end. It never tell us a particular day, but there's signs at the end. And we already read about this place. There will be no more floods, right? The scriptures already mentioned that this place is reserved unto fire, right? World War III, right? Nuclear warfare, right? This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. It said, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Right? And the scripture say, but there were false prophets also among the people. And there's a lot, especially right now. You're seeing a bunch of false prophets on the rise. A bunch, a lot. Those are signs that we are the end. One of the things that to watch out for, we are the end. There's a lot of them rising up right now and coming in, trying to come in the sheepfold. This again, I just use this as an example, but there are a lot of guys wearing on the garments, the fringes. The fringes are a big thing in Israel. The IUIC doctrine, right? And what they're doing is just leading people astray, right? But that is the duty. The scriptures mention the deceiver and the deceiver are what are his, right? There's the Lord, right? But beware of false prophets. So with that, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say that once Apostle and Elos Agreement and Rule, our teachers, our apostles and truth. And we say salutations, so I can say the push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out and constantly in season. With that season, we say Shalom.